Welcome back, everybody, to another LEGO Star Wars discussion video. In today's video, this is going to be all my opinion at the end of the day. I want to kind of start a discussion in the comments, though. I'll be replying to you guys, and then maybe I'll even do a follow-up video at some point and kind of just read all these comments, go over them, go over thoughts, and maybe kind of redo my opinion. But this is pretty much going over when I think LEGO Star Wars was in its prime, a key word was past tense. I do not believe Star Wars, LEGO Star Wars is in its prime right now. I just don't see it, and I don't feel it. I don't think a lot of other people do either. But yeah, let's pretty much just go over it, guys. This video will kind of be going over my thoughts year by year and kind of where I think LEGO did stuff right and did stuff wrong for Star Wars. So let's start off, guys, with 1999, the first LEGO Star Wars wave in 1999. Some classic sets right here. It's a lot of cool stuff here for the first year of LEGO. I mean, you got awesome prices. I mean, I know it was 1999, so 21 years ago, but amazing prices. You have solid builds for what they are. Back in the day when there was really nothing to compare it to. It's not like you can compare, the new Gungan sub or the old Gungan sub to the new Gungan sub and vice versa. And, the Sith Infiltrator, like there's nothing new to compare. So at the time, I mean, you got solid deals, solid minifigures, and some solid builds. So I think 1999 was a really good start for the LEGO Star Wars wave. I can't give them any flack for that. So I think 1999 was a solid wave. Moving on to the year of 2000, kind of still just following up on 1999, nothing too different, kind of the same concept. Cheap prices, solid builds, the same style builds. Yellowhead minifigures. You got some Gungans this year. Some new molds. They were doing some new stuff with that. And, Slave One, Trade Federation AAT, definitely probably a couple of the main ones from back in the day. The TIE Interceptor, $100, the UCS one, that's a pretty solid deal. $50 for an MTT. So again, I feel like in 1999 through 2000, you got a lot of good sets for your value. But obviously at that point, I don't think that could be considered the prime. There was a lot of room for transformation and growth there. So I don't feel like you can really consider their early years, their prime. Moving on to 2001, pretty much the same stuff again. You're looking at the same stylized, box art sets, minifigures, builds, how they build it. And there's really not a lot, different between 1999 and 2001. I think all three of those years kind of fall into the same category of just kind of the trilogy of the starting years. Moving on to 2002, though, stuff started changing a little bit. You kind of can realize that they're putting a little bit more effort in these things. You got some more colors. You got some new style builds. Of course, the minifigures are still in yellow. The price per pieces are getting a little less good. I mean, Jango Fett Slave 1, not the best price per piece. Same with the Republic Gunship. You're kind of getting into that. They probably realized what they had here, and they're trying a lot of new stuff and kind of really testing the waters fully, because of how good the first 3 years went. And all in all, though, I think 2001 or 2002 was another solid year. You had a lot of cool sets in there. Republic Gunship, ATTE, and those are all solid things. All the Episode 2 sets. Moving on to 2003, more of the same, yellow style heads. Or actually, the ATT is 2003, but the same thing. I mean, you could definitely see there's some progress here. It hasn't been a remake yet so far, from 1999 through this year, but you do have some more variety. The price per piece is still relatively good. The minifigures are getting more unique. Gamorrean guards, Boba Fett's, Geonosian droids, actual Geonosians. You're getting a lot of variety here. TIE Bomber. Where's the new TIE Bomber Lego? But so 2003. Again, I can't really give it the prime LEGO Star Wars years in my opinion. Moving on to 2004, halfway decent. I mean, it's you got classics like the Mos Eisley Cantina, the Yoda's Hut and X-Wing Fighter, the Millennium Falcon 4504. You have the TIE Fighter and X-Wing and Y-Wing, TIE Fighter Collection. That was a solid set back in the day. UCS Y-Wing. I really do think 2004 was a pretty cool wave. There was not a lot that came out in 2004 though. I just realized that there's only 15 total sets, including like polybags and stuff. So definitely would not consider that the prime. 2005, guys. This is where it gets into. This is all opinionated at the end of the day, but I do think 2005 is where they hit one of their prime moments, not their all-time prime, but I think 2005, it gave them a lot of stuff, a lot of growth, a lot of effort into making stuff, better. You started getting flesh heads. You have the flesh heads on everybody. You have All awesome builds. You have new builds. All this stuff from the prequels. Arc 170s, Wookiee Catamarans, lightsaber duel, Jedi Starfighters. All this stuff that is brand new to the theme. And again, you're all keeping that awesome price per piece, amazing minifigures, awesome builds, and it is a classic for a lot of people. These prequel fans. I mean, this was like the ideal wave. I mean, I know a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for this wave. At the time, I gotta say this is probably, out of the 6 years prior, the best wave. And I mean, at this point, we got to keep in mind that everything was on an upward trend. From 1999 to 2005, I think everything was growing and transforming in a good way. But let's move on. 2006 though, guys. We have a couple more sets involving Episode 3, but we also have some stuff like a remake of the B-Wing, a remake of the Slave One. We have our first sail barge, Imperial Star Destroyer. Another really cool wave, the Turbo Tank, a non-light-up, 2006 edition. The very cheap and underpriced Imperial ATSD UCS set, I believe. And another amazing wave right here. I think they were really on the right track of, by this year, a lot of their stuff, again, flesh heads, looking awesome minifigure molds, and price per piece was still there, and even the fact of just their builds. They had a lot of new techniques, a lot of new colors, and a lot of new stuff to it. The Slave One compared to the 2001, I mean, looks 10 times better. I mean, it looks amazing now compared to how it did. And same with the B-Wing, the A-Wing as well. You got a TIE Interceptor, the V-Wing. So all in all, I think 2006 was another solid year. I think in 2007, though, you have the introduction of battle packs. But I think in 2007, I think Lego was kind of losing a little bit of money. I think 2007 they did not do the best. I read somewhere. Although I don't know why. I mean, some of these sets right here, again, another classic wave. I think, honestly, 2005 through 2007 was like the pre-prime time. But like it was still technically like a prime for its era. But we'll get into what I really believe is their prime in a second here regarding 2008 and onward. I think 2008 really started their prime here. Of course, it's probably pretty biased because I'm a big Clone Wars fan. I kind of grew up around this time, and I feel like a lot of us grew up around this time. And of course, there's AFOLs and older fans of Lego that would not be growing up in this time, but I feel like a lot of people in this community are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 through 25 right now, and they grew up buying these sets, building these sets, watching YouTube on these sets, and I feel like that's really where we get that nostalgia factor from, and why we think this wave of like 2008 through like 2013 is the best, because I genuinely think that is the prime. If I have to pick like a 3-year span, I would probably have to pick 2010, 11, and 12. But if I had to pick a 5-year span, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, moving into 13, so like a little like 5.5 years right there. So that's my opinion on the prime, guys. I mean, 2008, a lot of solid sets. You got the Clone Wars. Same with 2009. More Clone Wars sets. Fantastic builds. A lot of unique stuff. New Clone Wars stylized minifigures. Some remakes thrown in there, but it wasn't flooded with remakes. You had a remake or two every year, but you also had so much brand new stuff to the Lego Star Wars line, and that's just stuff we don't get anymore. I feel. I mean, it's kind of the opposite. We have 1 or 2 new sets, and then all the rest of it is remakes. And there's still so much more Lego can do. So I really feel like, I mean, if I skip all the way to 2013 right here, that Episode 2 wave, I think it was awesome. I mean, 2013 was another very solid year. A lot of cool stuff on the shelf. A lot of stuff sold well, and I got to give it to him. 2013 was another solid wave. Moving on to 2014, though, guys, I got to give my opinion on this. I mean, this was another solid wave in my opinion as well. I mean, you had some Episode 3 remakes. You had microfighters that were introduced. You had the first couple battle packs, Utapau Trooper, Kashyyyk battle packs, that were like 4 battle packs in the same year. So I think, honestly, going up until 2014, that's where the downfall started. The end of 2014, moving into 2015. 2015, we get some Rebel sets. At that point, we have some buildable figures, not the best. Microfighters, even this year's microfighters weren't really the best compared to the year before. No exclusive minifigures. And then we have the battle packs weren't the best. Then we have stupid remakes like the AAT. Pretty terrible AAT. We have the Wookiee gunship. Who needs a Wookiee gunship? I think the Hailfire droid from this year looked even worse as well. It kind of ruined the Sergeant promo as well right there. We have a couple other sets, just not a real desirable wave, I believe. The Battle Droid Troop Carrier, kind of a downgrade from the 2011 one. Anakin's Custom Jedi Starfighter, that's pretty cool for what it is. But yeah, the battle pack sucked. And aside for like maybe the Imperial shuttle, I mean, that was really probably the highlight. Then we also had some Force Awakens sets. So it was pretty cool. I mean, 2015, it was all right for what it is, but you could definitely tell there's a little bit of a downward trend right there. And I think ever since then, though, guys, I mean, stuff's kind of just been falling off. I mean, aside for, I think every year, I mean, really the best thing that came out of Lego each of these years are, based off of the movies. Like 2016, based off of, Rogue One, I believe, right? Rogue One sets came out in 2016. Let's see. No, some more for no Rogue One sets did. I was gonna say Rogue One sets are probably the highlight of 2016. 2017. Let's see. 2017 was a halfway decent wave. I mean, it was all right. Not the best. Nothing to really, write home about. But 2017 again. The Rogue One sets I really do feel were the best. 2017. I mean, it was a halfway decent wave looking at it. But definitely, in my opinion, I think this, truthfully, out of everything, I think 2018, out of every wave of Star Wars ever, every year, aside for like the UCS Y-Wing remake, I think the 2018 wave was absolutely garbage. I think the entire year they released nothing but just BS. I don't think any of these sets, looking back, are any good. You got Sand Speeders, stupid Mos Eisley Cantinas, Jedi and Clone Battle Packs, like. 2018 really rubbed me the wrong way, and I'm kind of glad I wasn't collecting in 2018, so I didn't really waste my money on a lot of this stuff. But then 2019, getting back up there, a couple positives. 20th anniversary sets were cool, but I really feel like just Lego's lost their touch with giving the fans at all what they want. I mean, it's not even. I get they're a business, and obviously they have the executive decision to make stuff, but I think Lego could easily go back into the formula they were doing, 2005 through 2015. I mean, I'll give them that 10-year span. I really do think, just nostalgic-wise and just how much, Lego Star Wars fans genuinely enjoy the product, I really do think that peaked. I don't think we'll ever get that again. I mean, unless Lego goes back to the same formula, I want to say Lego Star Wars peaked, around the early 2010s. I think that's about all we can say here. And, moving into, like, the 2020s, I have bad hopes. I really don't have high hopes for, Lego Star Wars moving into the 2020s. I don't see a lot of cool stuff happening. I think they're going to keep the same formula of, only one or two new things, not trying anything new, and, a bunch of remakes. Like, even this whole year right now, aside for, like, the 501st Legion Battle Pack, it's going to be a lot of remakes, and I don't know how the fans are going to like that once we see pictures. Although, I do have information. Honestly, by the time you guys see this video, there might already be real pictures out of the summer wave. So definitely go check out my channel if there hasn't, or if you want to. I mean, I might have a video up on them, or definitely go check out my Instagram. But that's pretty much all for this video, guys. Again, leave your thoughts down below. I would love to start a discussion, maybe make a part 2 of this video and really get everyone's opinion in on it. So that's pretty much all, guys. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for us. See you guys later. Bye, guys. 5% off on your next Lego purchase. Be sure to use code LIFEBRICK. That's capital L-I-F-E BRICK. At republicbricks.com for 5% off your next order. It'll pretty much pay for your shipping or get you a couple dollars off. They sell old Lego minifigures, sets, mystery boxes, and more. I've got a couple of videos on my channel showing the products, so be sure to use code LIFEBRICK on your next order for 5%.